Salute, salute, mic check, 1 2 1 2. Salutes, we are back. Salutes to everybody, much love and respect. Like always, we ask that you share the stream for us, help get the video in the algorithm. Salutes to everybody. And first off, we do want to give a big peace and power to Haiti, Cuba, Jamaica, all those places that's being affected by the hurricane right now. We got a little bit of information that we want to tap into today. So let's get it without further ado. Now, we all have heard about the devastating circumstances that's occurring in Haiti, um, Jamaica, Cuba, basically at the borders of South America right now. So first off, let me pull up the, I'm going to pull up the article on Haiti. I do got a little bit more information. I got some US patents, and we're also going to get into the Vision 2030 Jamaica plan. Let's get it. Shout out to everybody, man. Make sure y'all hit that like button for us. You know they are not putting the videos in the algorithm, especially not the live streams. So it's very much appreciated, everyone who is sharing the stream. Okay, now we all heard about Hurricane Melissa as of this far. This is a live update from just a few hours ago. At least 30 dead as storm heads to Bermuda. Okay. Parts of the Caribbean were slowly surveying the extensive damage caused by Hurricane Melissa on Thursday after the storm brought destruction to the region and left dozens of people unalive. Melissa tore through the Caribbean as one of the most powerful storms in history and made landfall in Jamaica on Tuesday as a deadly Category 5 hurricane. By Thursday, the storm had weakened as it passed through the Bahamas and makes its way toward Bermuda. Now, the National Hurricane Center warned that the catastrophic flash flooding and landslides will continue in portions of the region. The hardest hit areas include Jamaica, Cuba, and Haiti, where damaging winds and severe flooding destroyed homes and tore down utility poles. Local authorities have begun rescue and recovery operations, but efforts were hampered by widespread power outages, communication failures, and blocked roads. The death toll was also growing across the region, with more than 30 deaths attributed to the storm in Jamaica, Haiti, and Dominican Republic, as authorities continue to assess the number of casualties. There are entire communities that seem to be marooned and also areas that have been flattened, said Jamaican Minister of Education, Skills, Youth, and Information by Dana Dixon. We are trying to get to the areas that have been marooned. We will get there. We are going to get to every single Jamaican and give them support. The entire Jamaica is really broken because of what has happened, but we remain resilient. The devastation caused by Melissa drew an outpouring of support across the world, with some countries pledging support in the form of cash, food aid, and rescue teams on Wednesday. Secretary of State Marco Rubio said the United States sent rescue and response teams to areas impacted by the hurricane. Over 30 deaths reported in Haiti and Jamaica and Dominican Republic. Though Melissa did not directly hit Haiti, the Caribbean's most populous nation, the storm battered the island with days of rain. Authorities said 24 people were killed, largely due to floods in Petit Gulf, a coastal town about 40 miles west of the capital, where a river burst its banks. That sounds familiar. At least 17 were injured and 18 more are missing, said Gregoire Goodstein, the United Nations humanitarian coordinator and the interim for Haiti. Jean Bertrand Subrimi, the mayor of Petit Gulf, told the Associated Press that dozens of homes collapsed in the deluge. Now, people were still trapped under the rubble in the area, overwhelming local authorities. Among those unalived in Haiti were at least 10 children. Its disaster management agency said there are also over 1,000 homes flooded and nearly 12,000 in emergency shelters. In Jamaica, authorities said flood waters had washed up 4 bodies, 3 men and 1 woman, in parish of St. Elizabeth. Authorities in Jamaica said they dedicated a helicopter to recovery of bodies, but did not provide an estimated death toll in updates on Thursday. Now, later on, I hope we will be able to give a proper update on the number of deaths so far. Desmond McKenzie, Jamaica's Minister for Local Government and Community Development, said at a news conference, there has been casualties, and we do anticipate, based on our information, that there will be more. No deaths were reported in Cuba as of Thursday, but authorities said the island has suffered severe damage, according to Francisco Pichon, resident coordinator for Cuba at the UN. More than 200 communities are entirely cut off by flooding and landslides. So more information about potential casualties would be forthcoming as responders access them. Before landfall, authorities reported that the storm had already caused 3 deaths in Jamaica, 3 in Haiti, and 1 in the Dominican Republic. Now, Bermuda prepares for Hurricane Melissa's approach. Officials in Bermuda were preparing for Hurricane Melissa to pass near. It started later Thursday. A hurricane warning was in effect, and forecasters warned that preparations should be rushed to completion before tropical storm force winds reach Bermuda. Bermuda will close its causeway Thursday night, and all schools and ferries will be shuttered on Friday out of an abundance of caution. National Security Minister Michael Weeks said in a statement, I implore all residents to remain vigilant while we navigate another natural threat to our way of life, he said. Where is Hurricane Melissa going next? They're actually going to tell us where Hurricane Melissa is going next. Very ironic, but let's get it. Thursday afternoon, Hurricane Melissa was still a Category 2 storm, packing 105 miles per hour winds as it approached Bermuda. Little change in strength is expected today, but the storm will likely weaken on Friday, the Hurricane Center said. At 2 p.m. Eastern, Melissa was 430 miles southwest of Bermuda, and moving northeast at 30 miles per hour, having picked up speed since earlier in the day. It's expected to pass to the northwest of Bermuda later Thursday, but hurricane and tropical storm force winds extend far out from its center and will still reach Bermuda, the Hurricane Center said. Despite being far out to sea, Melissa could still impact beachgoers along the U.S. East Coast. Ocean swells generated by Melissa are likely to reach the coast of the northeastern United States and Atlantic Canada Friday and persist into the weekend. These swells are likely to cause life-threatening surf and rip current conditions, the Hurricane Center said. Melissa rapidly intensified last weekend from a tropical storm to a ferocious major hurricane in less than a day, which many scientists say is a clear signal of human-caused climate change due to the burning of fossil fuels. Finally, an article that's telling the truth. I'm gonna read that again, right? Melissa rapidly intensified last weekend from a tropical storm to a ferocious major hurricane in less than a day, which many scientists say is a clear signal, of human-caused climate change due to the burning of fossil fuels. Why is this? Climate change increases the rapid intensification of hurricanes by making ocean waters warmer, which provides more fuel for storms. Hurricanes gain strength as they move over warm seawater. Increasing the amount of heat in the ocean increases the odds of rapid intensification, with the largest increases in the peak intensification rates occurring for the most extreme cases. Noted meteorologist Jeff Masters on the Yale Climate Connections blog in August. In addition, air that's warmer holds more moisture and more oceans reduce wind shear, allowing storms to strengthen more quickly and become more powerful. All of this leads to a higher probability of rapid intensification and a greater number of more intense hurricanes. One study from 2024 in the Proceedings of the National Academy of Sciences said that the world's most intense hurricanes are growing even more intense, fueled by rising temperatures in the oceans and the atmosphere. It's amazing how they can put this information out right in the face of the people. If you read closely and if you're able to comprehend, you will come to the conclusion that these storms are man-made, as if we didn't know that anyway. But let's get back to the article. Ironically, just a month ago, Jamaican Prime Minister Andrew Holness spoke to the United Nations General Assembly about climate change. Just a month ago, he spoke to them about climate change. And now we're here today in the end of October in the middle of a hurricane. That's very ironic. He's among a group of small island nation leaders urging global action to reduce emissions and curb the warning that scientists say is causing some hurricanes to intensify more rapidly. It's a distant threat or an academic consideration, Holness said during the September 24th speech. It is a daily reality for small island developing states like Jamaica. In an ex post later that day, Holness said, "We are living with stronger hurricanes, longer droughts, floods, and rising seas. And with most of our economy on the coast, we cannot afford to ignore it." Jamaica is working on bold and practical goals. He said, and in his post, he called on the international community to step up with real action because the fight for climate resilience is one we all share. Secretary of State Marco Rubio released a statement on Thursday regarding Melissa's devastation of eastern Cuba. The Trump administration stands with the brave Cuban people who continue to struggle to meet basic needs, stated Rubio, whose parents immigrated to the US from Cuba in 1956. As in neighboring communities, the State Department is issuing a declaration of humanitarian need for Cuba, for CUA. I don't know if they mispronounced Cuba there, misspelled Cuba there, but let's keep going. Is prepared to provide immediate humanitarian assistance directly and via local partners who can most effectively deliver it to those in need. Although the US has an economic embargo against Cuba, there are exemptions and authorizations for private donations of food, medicine, other humanitarian supplies, and disaster reply, according to the department's statement. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. We're in an economic disaster ourselves right now, people. There are millions of families who are going to go without food. I'm going to tie this all together. So you mean to tell me that they're admitting that this storm in Jamaica is a man-made storm due to the burning of fossil fuels, which warm the sea at a high speed to cause major winds to accumulate inside of the ocean, which causes these hurricanes. And now that these places are devastated by the storm that was caused, that was man-made, we're going to consider assisting those people, right, during their economic disaster, when we are also, ironically, at the same time experiencing an economic disaster ourselves. How ironic is that? Anyone who wants to directly support the Cuban people should contact the State Department if there are questions or issues at cubahumanitarian@state.gov. I listen, I'm gonna tell y'all, don't do it. If you know some people personally, do it that way. They already getting fat while we starve. I remember the hurricane over in Haiti back in what, 2009, 2010, somewhere in there. I knew some people personally. We raised a whole room of food. We put a whole room of food together. We personally sent that food over there. I wouldn't trust them. The strained relationship between the US and Cuba for more than 60 years has produced a mixed record on offers and acceptance of aid between the two countries. Both countries have refused assistance from the other in the past. Former President George W. Bush's administration declined Cuba's offer to send doctors to New Orleans after Hurricane Katrina. After Gusto in 2008, the U.S. provided $100,000 in immediate emergency assistance to non-governmental organizations working in humanitarian relief in Cuba. The U.S. also committed to provide up to $5 million in relief assistance to Cuban hurricane victims. However, one day after the assistance was offered, the Cuban government declined the offer. Cuba has maintained relief partnerships with other countries. Now, this is them telling you how you can help. Once again, Jamaica Prime Minister Andrew Holness took an aerial view of the damage in St. Elizabeth on Wednesday. He also visited Black River Hospital, the only public hospital in Parish, where footage showed torn off roofs, power cables knocked down, and debris scattered across fields. Workers at the hospital told the prime minister they spent the night fearing for their own families while working by flashlight to care for patients. In Montego Bay, 77-year-old Alfred Hines waded barefoot through thick mud and debris and told Reuters he narrowly escaped floodwaters. At one stage, I see the water at my wrist, and after about 10 minutes, I see it around my neck here, and I make my escape, he told Reuters on Wednesday. I just want to forget it and things come back to normal. Well, sad to say, This whole agenda is for things not to go back to normal. And we're going to get to that in a minute. Shout out to everybody. Much love and respect. I can't see the chat right now, but salutes to y'all. I appreciate all that's in attendance. Please like, share, and subscribe. Please support the channel. The Jamaican government has given an all clear to begin recovery efforts, but said it would keep emergency shelters open through the week as people kept coming in from destroyed homes. McKinsey said over 25,000 people have been admitted. Now, all this disaster happening at the same time, right? I'm gonna take a look at the chat while we talk a little bit. Now, mud floods. We look at the situation in America. We look at the land masses that's been mysteriously changed in America. We look at the Grand Canyon. We lived through what happened at Hurricane Katrina. We can kind of piece together the puzzle on what's taking place here. We can see that this is not a natural disaster. This is a man-made disaster. Shout out to my brother D. Allen Warren, salute. This is a man-made disaster. And they got an agenda, and we're going to get to it. Because now we're going to go into Jamaica's 2030 vision plan. They had meetings about this hurricane last month before they knew it was a hurricane, supposedly. You know, they teach us all this crap about hurricanes. Hurricanes are the spirit of the African slaves, the women who was from the coast, and this and that, all the while trying to get us comfortable or familiar or accepting of hurricanes, knowing that they're using these hurricanes to help their resets. Every time they reset, it's some type of damage by water. They talk about floods. They talk about mudslides. And then next thing you know, a new civilization is thriving out of these disasters. Another one of their order out of chaos tactics. So now let's talk about Jamaica's 2030 Vision Jamaica plan, right? And shout out to everybody out there. Much love and respect. Please be sure to hit that like button for us, family. Salute. Let me pull this up on the screen. What is Vision 2030 Jamaica? Okay. Welcome to the official website of Vision 2030 Jamaica, National Development Plan. Here you will find information on the background and objectives, main tenets, and offerings of Vision 2030 Jamaica, as well as updates on implementation and national development performance, among other areas. We invite you to tour the site and make regular visits, be a part of the community of stakeholders involved in making Vision 2030 Jamaica a reality. Most would say, why would they create a man-made hurricane to harm those good people in Jamaica? They just told you they have a 2030 Vision Jamaica plan. They have stakeholders in this. We're talking billionaires. They're going to make this thing happen by all means, people. What is Vision 2030 Jamaica? Vision 2030 Jamaica is the country's first long-term strategic development plan and covers the 21-year period from 2009 to 2030. So Jamaica has been in on this and agreed to this plan way before 2009. Development started from 2009 to 2030. It embodies the plans and processes for the realization of a collective vision encapsulated in the statement, Jamaica, the place of choice to live, work, raise families, and do business. Vision 2030 Jamaica is geared towards engaging all Jamaicans and development partners in the process to achieve and benefit from substantial and inclusive development. The achievement of the 4 goals and 15 national outcomes will result in a vibrant and internationally competitive economy, a secure and cohesive society, a healthy natural environment, a high level of human capital development, and greater opportunities for social and economic mobility and prosperity. This is all a part of the New World Order agenda. This is all a part of the agenda to upgrade Jamaica from its natural indigenous state, the beautiful country of Jamaica. They want to destroy and rebuild Jamaica into a smart city that will be compatible with the rest of the world for this new world order out of chaos agenda. Let us join together in creating a secure and prosperous future for all Jamaicans. Vision 2030 Jamaica and the Sustainable Development Goals. In 2015, Jamaica, as part of the 193 member states of the United Nations, adopted the 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development and as 17 Sustainable Development Goals. This landmark agreement envisions the creation of a better world that is free of poverty and underpinned by universal peace, equity, and inclusion. The SDGs have been integrated in the implementation of Vision 2030 Jamaica. Vision 2030 Jamaica advancing the achievement of the SDGs, leaving no one behind. This is sad, people. But once again, it's all to fuel their agendas. That's why what's going on in America is going on in America. That's why what's going on all over the world is going on all over the world. None of these things that is taking place all over the world is prophecy. It's all planning. It's all planning to move forward with their agenda for a new world order. This is a United States patent on hurricanes. This is a patent application publication. And this is from May 8th, 2003. This patent on hurricanes was published. This is how to create a hurricane. This is a patent on creating a hurricane. A method is disclosed for affecting the formation and or direction of a low atmospheric weather system. Audio generators are positioned to project sound waves toward a peripheral area of a weather system. The sound waves are generated at a frequency to affect the formation of the weather system in a manner to disrupt enhanced, or direct formation. The sound waves can also be projected in a manner to cause the system to produce rain. And this is the patent. I'm just going to leave this up for a little minute so y'all can see. This is authentic patent. This was actually filed November 2nd, 2001. The patent number. I'm just going to leave this up so y'all can see this for a little second. This is what's going on. This is why we have to wake up. This is why we should have been woke up. This is why no one should have been voting left wing, right wing. This is why the battle between the sleep and the woke is so detrimental, because we have people who are still believing in the system when the system can't even respect you enough to tell you what they're doing before they do it. They lead you astray like sheep, like blind sheep at that. I'm gonna leave that patent up. I want you guys to be able to see the authenticity of this patent. Salute my brother D. Allen Warren, salute. And like I said, that's correct. That's a fact. That's a fact, my brother D. Allen Warren. All man-made. This is all a part of the 2030 agenda. And I won't play the audio, but I'm going to show just a couple of videos on the devastation there is over in Haiti. You know, peace and power to the people, man. You know, I would respect the government more if they could allow those who don't want change to have the choice to go to a designated area. Look, if y'all gonna take my area, you know, don't hit me with the hurricanes, the earthquakes, the food shortages. Don't play with me. Just be straight up. Obviously, they don't respect us enough. If they respected us enough, then we would have a civil conversation. Ain't nothing civil about none of this shit. It's nothing civil about any of it, man. That's my thing. That's why I wanted to take the time to go over these articles and break it down from a logical thinking point here. And I'm gonna play this video so y'all can get a visual, no audio. Now you can see there is so much water damage there. And so the land is already they getting it right. You know, they getting it together for whatever type of developments they got going on. They knocking buildings down, forcing people out of their homes. Pay attention. I'm going to say that if you guys do want to, we're in an economic um, disaster ourselves. I'm gonna tell you that. It's definitely gonna be more to come. It's not fear mongering. And shout out to my brother, the enemy's public. We had a conversation, right? It's not fear mongering. Warning is not fear mongering. And trust and believe they have the economic relief to come in. Like they said, we can't give our citizens their monthly SNAP benefits that they usually get every month. But we're gonna go over and help another country. We haven't even seen how many people are gonna be starving here. And I'm not saying let's not help those people, but at the same time, don't cause situations and then try to show up to be the hero to fix them because that's manipulation. That's mind control. They only care about their agenda. The world is a stage. They only got one agenda. Okay? Their only care in this world is having their plan together by 2030. This is why all these things are taking place all over all in all of these different countries right now. We got protesting, uh, rallies, marches going on over in the UK. It's a lot of things going on in Chicago right now that they're not even talking about. There's a dire situation going on in Chicago right now. They literally battling with these ICE agents. You don't see that on the news because that's going to show a sign of weakness. They're only going to project what they won't see on the big screen. They're trying to gain order out of chaos. And this is something that we already know. Shout out to my brother Marty, salute. They want a one world government, new world order. It's going to be ran by this beast system. It's already in place. Salutes to everybody. I'm going to show one more little video. We want to see the devastation, man. We want to see this. Salute, salute. That's why I'm taking my time to cover this. We also going to be back. We are also going to be back a little later. I do want to show y'all some more footage. Okay, here we go. I appreciate y'all patience while I'm pulling up these videos. No audio. We're just gonna show the video so we can get a visual. Salutes to everybody. Make sure y'all hit that like button. Please like, share, and subscribe. Support the channel. Also, as I was saying, if you would like to reach out and help someone in Haiti, find some people that you know from, Jamaica or Haiti or Cuba. Find some people that you know personally who you can assist. This is not the time to be giving your hard-earned money to these organizations, right? In my opinion, it's not going to trickle down to the people. So I would be very careful of these organizations. Also, we know, as I said earlier, we are in an economic crisis ourselves. So there is so much scamming going on, and so many people who are not genuinely concerned with the livelihood of the people. So I would be very cautious about who I'm sending food and money to, or clothes, or anything of that nature. Make sure you find someone personally so that you can help a family um, directly. And on this video right here, they're just going through showing some of the devastation. Now he's in here, he asking these people, you know, it's crazy. He basically walking through like, wow, look at what we just did. You know what I'm saying? It's ironic that this was a planned attack on the people. Let's call it for what it is. A planned attack on the people. Also, they can set up their get their um gentrification on. You know what I mean? Yes, that's correct. A lot of people are waking up, man. A lot of people are waking up to the schemes, to what's taking place. So that's the water line. That's how high the water got. They're gonna have to make sure that this disaster is successful, because they're gonna want to go in. They're gonna want to, put down fiber optic internet lines and all of this, man. And these people have no clue that this was a man-made hurricane. They're walking beside the white man like, look how we gotta live. Whole time he like, yeah, man, that's fucked up. That's like, listen, this is crazy. This like waking up in the morning and your wallet missing, and the person who stole your wallet is helping you look for the shit. This is crazy, man. This is insane. Imagine a nigga like, nah, I ain't seeing your wallet, but if you're hungry, I can buy you something, man. It ain't that, man. I got a few extra dollars. Shit. This is crazy. It ain't funny, but it's funny, man. Y'all I got a crazy sense of humor, man. And he answered them. They said, we don't have no food. We ain't got no running water. He said, unbelievable. Like he ain't know this shit was gonna happen last month at the meeting they had. Oh, but she hip though. So she already know. Obviously, over in Jamaica, just like over here, it's a lot of people who want, she says she believes in social reform. That was interesting. I think people are sold to the guise of things are gonna change for the better. They're not really paying attention to the alternate options of what's going to take place. That things are going to be more stricter. They're going to be subject to being test subjects, basically. They don't know that they on the way to get chipped up. She only thing she thinking about is getting a new house, having the internet, having better roads. She ain't thinking about having a chip in her damn hand. This is crazy. This is devastating. Watching him walking and talking to these people and watching their reaction. He said he hoped they okay in a couple of days. You know what I mean? Man, hope your damn plane don't crash on your way back home. Hope that shit. Yeah. Peace and power to Haiti, man. Salutes to everybody. I'm gonna leave on this note. It's a shame that they push something like this off as a natural disaster. That was my point of doing the stream today, to bring awareness, because obviously they're not man enough, they're not woman enough, They're not human enough. They're not good enough. They're not caring enough to not try and trick the people. We're dealing with. If there's a devil, there it is, folks. Anyone who would agree with something like this. And the devil is also a person who wouldn't believe that this was done intentionally, who can't see what's going on right now. The blind, they the ones that's bitten, like vampires. The vampire following the vampire. Once you bit, you a vampire. That's the blind leading the blind. Those people are evil and wicked too. Or are we just as a chicken or a cow, only bred into this world to be fed upon? What type of life is that? Power to the people, man. Salutes to everybody. Much love and respect. We wasn't here for a long time, but we was here for a strong time. Salutes to everybody, man. Make sure y'all like the video. Please like, share, subscribe, support the channel. We will be back. We will be back. Make sure y'all tune in for Saturday. I'm gonna dive deep on Saturday, but when I do get a little bit of information, like the information that I received on this particular topic today, I will be popping in and out on y'all. Much love and respect. Salutes to everybody. Salutes my brother Marty. Salutes my brother D. Allen Warren. Salutes to everybody, man. I appreciate all y'all continued support. Hey, man, be on the lookout. We'll be back, man. Y'all already know what it is. Till next time, peace and power. And peace and power to Jamaica, peace and power to Haiti, peace and power to Cuba, and peace and power to the people in America, man. Everybody all over the world, big peace and power. Salutes.